Betoxin. I'm supposed to make chicken, and I was supposed to make a live video too. So I hope I'm loud enough. I'm gonna pump this up. Okay, I hope you hear me clear. Touch on item. Step bounce. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to make a hot chicken. Everybody was snacking a while ago. I don't know. I forget what I was going to talk about earlier. Because maybe I'll go live again. Delete this live. Start over. And okay. I'm in the kitchen today. I'm trying to go to church at 7. I was busy all afternoon and other things. So I'm trying to fix my. I'm making chicken, hot chicken, quick. So I was thinking about how you bring up young children, and especially with changing the way we do things, because my parents were brought up differently in institutions. They were moved around sometimes. Some some people, even other families, the way they do things are some from school and from home, and how we get food is different. How you choose your food is new to a lot of us. Not all of us, but so this is what I'm cooking right now. So the only reason why I learned to cook, but I had to learn to have it all together also with traveling to town, traveling an hour and a half away, plus after 5 or on weekends. Try to take your kids with you. The kids don't like traveling anymore, so it's become a way of life that we travel to go get groceries. When we do have a store here, I don't know when that started, but the traveling thing is something you want to continue doing sometimes as a family, or it's just what you're used to, and the stores seem to be more expensive, but I never really looked at how much more expensive it was. I haven't really did the research to do can you hear me? I think you can hear me. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm gonna check. I have to take off one glove. Can you hear my live? Sorry, anyways. I'm yelling from over here, and so I hope you can hear me out there. I don't know. I thought I was supposed to see something flashing when I'm live. Maybe I'll go live on So going shopping, as I was saying, right after work, because you want to keep your weekend available, and you travel about an hour and 20 minutes to go get some groceries. You come back, you put away your groceries, you do it. And usually we have like families with like we have families with, well, we're in a family of 4 or 5 right now, but we were a much bigger family before, when some of my kids grew up and left and has their own family. He's older. And that being said, it's different for, he lives in the city, so he learned to live differently also, because I moved away for a while to the city, and he learned both ways of living him, because his grandfather used to take care of him, my oldest, and we had some like almost adoption, but not really. He used to keep his great grandparents used to keep him a lot, take him in the bush, or if not, they would feed him wild meat all the time, ducks, or goose, moose meat, fish. So he got to eat really healthy, and he was fortunate to be able to eat like that. But now, this lifestyle I'm living now is, my husband works, and I don't drive. So I could have went to go get groceries during the week, but because I don't drive, we go together on Thursdays or Fridays, or on a weekend. But it's a lot of work. For me, I'm tired coming back. Could have been doing something else during that time. Sorry. And so living a life like that, buying groceries and going back and forth every week. You could do it once a month, but it's still a lot of groceries. But if we had it down the street here, and we do have a store, it's like a grocery. It's not really a grocery. It is a grocery store, but not like a big grocery store. And it'd be nice if we could just buy groceries there. Thinking of trying it out, checking the costs. How much is it? Is it helping me? Because we have to pay gas to go to travel. You hear my washer going? It's on spin cycle. So I'm having hot chicken. I'm having hot chicken tonight. And this, we bought it from the store. When it's a hot chicken like this, it's not really healthy. So it's a lot of salt, sodium, because it's the way it's cooked. It's to preserve the chicken, the way they have the chicken too. It's not like healthy. It's a roasted chicken you buy ready-made. So you're not really eating healthy, you're really eating a lot of sodium. It's not pure. But, sorry, excuse me. I have a bad habit of burping sometimes. So I have a snack before this. Okay, I don't know if anybody sees my live, but I was supposed to I think I want to start this live over. I'm so annoyed with not putting a link to it. Put in live, or everybody must be busy. I feel like I'm talking alone. So my kids are learning a different lifestyle here. The kind of lifestyle, I don't know if it would be realistic to do your own hunting and eating really good meat the way my son was raised. And my son was like, never had, he only had he had some depression and stuff like that going on when he was younger, but he never had really like medical need problems. He didn't have infections, colds. He was always okay as a child. He never had problems with his health. So and even his teeth, even though he didn't really brush his teeth. I was a young mom. I think I was like seven. I was 17 when I had him, and I didn't have a really. I didn't know much about life at the time. I didn't have a job. I wasn't educated. I was a dropout student. So that really had a lot of setbacks for my son. For him to grow up with a mother that has a lot of issues. I hope he, but I try to keep him close, try to keep him away from what was going out. Children today, they're allowed to do what they want, a lot of them, because of what we're faced with in our communities. People are tired or mentally tired, and I understand that. You realize you're not doing enough for your family. There's something going on. Why is my kid not listening to me? My kid doesn't come home after school. I don't see him till later in the evening, and that it became a normal thing in our community. And there's not really much. I know there's some parents that are doing really good because they're wiser and older. But being a teen mom was tough in the community. So we have a lot of young moms, and kind of still have a rebellious heart where I don't want to be told anything. Don't tell me how to raise my child. I know that because I've been there. I know I didn't want to be told what to do, how to be a mom. I felt incompetent, and I didn't like to be told anything either, especially if I went out to drink and spend the whole weekend out. I didn't want to be judged. I was afraid of judgments because everybody knows everybody in the community. Everybody knows if you went out. They see, and they call each other or message each other and say, "Hey, that one is out. I wonder who's babysitting her kid." So you have to really keep to yourself if you want a private life, I guess, in a small community. I don't know if you have any questions about me, about res life. I don't like to call it res life. Why can't we be a town like everybody else? Why do we have to be called a reserve? That's what I always say. I don't want to be called anything like that. We're probably like over 2,000 people in this community. But yeah, we have a hard time with teens getting pregnant, getting involved, wanting love, to be loved and to be accepted, and a lot of parents went through sexual abuse and physical, mental abuse, stuff like that, with parents that came from residential school. So, that being said, you're living with parents that are young and that are trying to control you, and you think they don't know what they're doing. But it's true. We don't know what we're doing a lot of times. But I didn't know what I was doing sometimes. I went to school when my kids were older. They weren't even that older. They were still small. And I had 5 children, small, and one stepson. So I had to what should I do? Should I go to school? My father told me, no, don't go to school. When my son is home, one of my sons are home, and he just got back from afternoon job he has, which is he's fortunate to have a job, but not about him. But so I went to school, and in the city, took all my kids, went to a motel, slept in a motel. I did have to find my own apartment and find out how the city works. What do? How do you get your place? I had my new boyfriend at the time help me out. He helped me look for a place and how to apply and you have to register for a home. And I got my townhouse with my kids, and my father was like, before, when I didn't really want to tell anybody that I was going to school. And my father told me, what, you're going to school? What are you going to do with all your kids? How are you going to do that? I was like, I'm going to bring my kids. He still thought of me as a little girl, I guess, his little girl. So that's what happened to me. I went to school and I went to school, I went to college, I went as a mature student. Like I said, I was a dropout. I had my own car, but by the time, I wasn't, I was learning as I went, and had new challenges, new ways to life, and it was scary. It was scary for me, and I remember moving away the first time, all my kids were crying in the motel room. Should I warm up the chicken, Mavis? I'm talking to my dog there. He's on there. He knows I'm cooking. So, sorry, my kitchen is small. My charger's small. So, parchment. Parchment. I need parchment. Oh, my leg. I have a sore leg. So that's the story about living in the community. Living in a small community, I should say. And I did my studies in the city. I moved back and I went back to school. I lost my house. Now I'm living in a trailer. Living in a trailer with some of my kids had to some of my kids went to move elsewhere because they didn't want to live in a small trailer, or they didn't want us to live with me because I was too strict. I figured out the city wasn't always like people kept an eye on their kids. I'm not saying all parents kept an eye, but I see how a lot of people kept an eye on their kids. I should have started this earlier. Too late. 30. I'll just put 400. It's just to warm it up. Quick warm up. So I have live now. I might change my live to settings. My I think my remote doesn't work. So my dog is being all. So now I'm like older, and my son is my youngest is a teenager. I'm a little more experienced, but I I kept him close. I still made mistakes because of traumas. And no, Mavis, go see daddy. Go see daddy. Go see daddy. He wants a treat. She wants a treat. So that's what I wanted to talk about. About teenagers, and how we think we're having it hard when our children are small, and we and behold, your teenagers, a teenager, and they're like want their own life, and you have a hard time. And I gotta give my dog a treat. A treat. Let's go. Come on. Go lay down your bed. Oh, your bed. No, your bed. Woohoo! She tries to get away with not having a treat in one spot because it gets messy. So, I learned a lot from praying and through His Word. And as you go to church, they don't really tell you how exactly to be a parent, or how to. They teach you to pray to God, pray about it, and listen for God's voice, and hear Him, and wait for the answers. Sometimes you can't hear them because of the chaos, or you're just not there yet. So you use your way of teaching your kids, and but it says in the Bible to train them in the way that they should go. To train your children, train them up in the way that they should go. And how is that? How do you do that? How do you go about life? How do you do that? So that was a lot of not knowing, winging it. We call it, me and my husband. We're winging it when it comes to parenting. Let's try this. What do you think? We did pray about things, and how do you want to be treated? That's was we would ask ourselves, how did we want our lives to be? How would it work to get to where you want our lives to be? So we were like, and we talk a lot about how we were brought up. Like me, I was allowed to do a lot, do whatever I wanted to do because of my parents were going through a lot also. So and they had their own traumas and issues. And I'm still grateful for my parents for what they did for me, and how they taught me how they taught me that they told me that they loved me, and they did their best what they knew. And I'm doing the same, doing our best of what we know. But I learned to do researches and asking other people and looking at people that really kids or people that came out successfully as an adult. What did they do? As a parent, how did they grow up? How did they grow up? What did they do? So My dog is being quiet. Then I'm gonna start over this live. I'm not really happy where I'm going with, and I'm gonna stop my live. You can look at the other live. I'm gonna probably start over some of these things I've been talking about. It's just sharing about bringing up children, and how do you deal with a teenager that's rebellious and that are gone off drinking, and I'm not wasn't any perfect. I had my first drink when I was 9 years old. I had my first drink. I don't know if I was drunk. I got drunk with wine. But our grandfather used to give us some sips of wine during holidays, or he would say, "Hey, you want a sip? You want a sip? You want to open my wine bottle? You can open it. You can have a sip if you open it for me, or open my drink." So we were allowed to sip on his drink, and they would leave a lot of alcohol laying around, and we get to sip on somebody's yucky drink. So there's like a lot of traumas that we faced in our when we were younger days. I grew up in the 80s, and my sisters. I was born in the 70s, and my sisters were born in the early 70s. So it was this community was just starting. They just started building this community. They had built the first 20 houses when I was born. My parents were born in the bush, and they went to residential school. I don't know. My grandfather, I think he went into a ministry preschool. I think something like that. So there was a lot of bad things going on there with him also, probably because he had issues too. Yeah, he was an alcoholic. My parents were alcoholics, but they believed in Jesus, and they believed in God, and they talked about stories about Jesus, and but they didn't believe. I don't know if they believed the Bible truly holy, like really believe it. So, but like, what part of the Bible did they read? I think, did they read everything? Did they understand it? Not. But through the Holy Spirit, the Lord can help us. So I'll talk about on another video about more about my children's upbringing and what they went through. So I have 1 more hour, and I did want to do another video. I'm behind, but this video is for bringing up teens and children in a way that they should go, and not all my children are doing well. They're doing fairly well, but they understand that they're not okay. They seek help. They call, and they continue to search right from wrong, and they search on what they should do. What they didn't like. They'll talk about what happened to them, and what happened to them when they were playing outside alone. They were playing at the park. They would come back 8 o'clock at night sometimes when they were younger. They would play when all the rest kids hang around together sometimes, and not good things happen. A lot of things that shouldn't have happened. Like getting beat up, and probably taking a puff of cigarette, and I knew that could be happening at the time, but because I took a puff of cigarettes at 5 years old, 6 years old, and just because I was introduced, and people, my sisters were like, try it. Take a puff. I'm glad I'm not too damaged. I was damaged though, but I think that's about it for now. I'll do another live right after this one. Okay. I'll share this one, save it, stop it. How do you do it?